Hi, welcome to the pre-match show. It's India taking on Sri Lanka for the second T20I. I've got Shomik joining me from Sri Lanka. We've got Snehashish and Bharat who will join the show as well. Obviously, the Indian team won that first T20I, a comprehensive win. The Sri Lankan team put up a fight in between. They seemed like they were chasing that big total down. Unfortunately, pressure got to them. Shomik is at Sri Lanka, like we mentioned, for the second T20I. Shomik, what's the buzz like? Is it the same? Are people turning out for the game?
See, to start it, it's a bit of a damn squib in the sense it was drizzling since afternoon, and the entire ground was under wraps. Now the drizzle stopped. They started to remove covers. Once again, the drizzle came back, and once again it's playing a peekaboo. Basically, the rain is playing a peekaboo. So they are taking the covers off, putting that back on. So from the state, and yet around 4:30 p.m. when I was entering the ground, there was some buzz in the sense I met a family that came all the way from Colombo to watch this game. That was despite the fact that Sri Lanka lost the first game, but the fans here are very optimistic. They say it was a tough game. We had things under control. We lost it, but today we will bounce back. So this is basically the buzz, and this is basically the vibe. You are mute, Ishan. You are on mute.
Yes, thank you, Shomik. Thank you for that. We've got Snehashi joining us as well. He's wearing the India jersey. Optimistic about India's chances, I think. Snehashish, first of all, how are you doing? And a good win for that Indian team in the first like in the first T20I. They'll be looking to continue on with that momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first match of any series is crucial. To in order to win a series, I think that's a good sign that India managed to win that game. So I think the team will look to to continue that momentum. But the concern might be with the bowling because yesterday also in the match, the way the opening partnership worked for Sri Lanka, I think Indian management would be a little bit worried, especially the bowling performance in the initial first six overs, because we all know that in a T20 format as a bowling unit, you want to take early as possible wickets in the first six overs, especially. So I think RCB and others need to work a bit on that position, especially today. And hopefully today India's bowlers will perform better because batters did exceptionally well, I will say, because scoring 200 plus runs and every batter scoring at a good strike rate. I think the role was clear to everyone, and they performed according to that. So overall, I think batters did well. I hope that they will continue today also. But the bowlers, I am expecting a better show from them.
Yes, yes, good points. And Shomik, we asked you a question yesterday as well on the show that do you think India should play another extra bowling option in this side? So do you think they might make any changes, strengthen that bowling lineup a bit, or they're going to stick to the same side?
Yeah. First of all, Ishan, I must say Snehashish is a lucky charm. Whenever he goes to cover a Mohun Bagan game, Mohun Bagan wins. So congratulations on that. Coming back to your question, uh, see, usually the Indian team management doesn't chop and change unless it is a dead rubber. So it would be surprising if they change the combination unless someone has picked up a niggle or something. Uh, Whatever it is, they might try a different combination in the third match if they win today. But I don't see they are making a change. If they do, then we have to say they are focusing on rotation. But uh, I mean, on the face of it, I don't see they are tinkering with the combination.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I think Shomik agrees that they should look to stick to the same combination. Snehashish, you mentioned that the bowling seemed a little worrisome. So, do you believe that there should be some changes, experiment a bit, give an opportunity, or again, it's too soon after one match? Maybe even though it didn't seem too convincing, but stick with them for another game. You're on mute, Snesh.
You are on.
Sorry, sorry, yeah. I absolutely agree with Shomikta because seeing just one game, you cannot decide one player's performance. It might be just one of off day for the bowlers, especially in the starting world, because at the end, the bowlers came back actually well, and they managed to win the game for you. So I think overall it was a good performance, but I think the initial first phase of the bowling that should be should be good today. And I think that is the part only that the bowler should look to work on today. And I think the same team should turn up today. No changes should make,
Hmm.
because you at least give player a 2 3 games, not by just one game. You cannot judge
Yes.
performance.
Yes, yes. So Snehashi agrees the same team should play as well.
Just a
But Bharat,
continuation,
yeah.
just a continuation, John. Although it is unlikely that the team management will tinker with the combination in this game, but from my personal point of view, I would like to see Washington Sundar getting a game, and somehow Sanju Samson is also getting a game. See, I'm not criticizing Rishabh Pant. He carries an X factor. He is a special player. But at the end of the day, he has gone 28 innings without a half century in this format. I mean, in T20Is, which is not a big deal, given that T20I cricket is not about scoring hundreds or 50s, it's about making an impact. But just for a change, if the Indian team management gives Sanju Samson a chance, I think that will
Mhm.
be doing justice to the guy.
All right. Yeah, you're right, Sham. I think Sanju has a lot of potential, and obviously, he deserves a lot more opportunities. But like you said in the past as well, there's so much competition. There's so many people who can do the job for you that it gets difficult even playing the likes of Sanju Samson. We've got Bharat Ramraj joining us for the show. Bharat, it's the second T20I. Obviously, your thoughts and expectations on this game?
Yeah, again, obviously, we feel that India are the stronger of the two sides. But yeah, Sri Lanka obviously gave some fight to the Indian team in the first match. So yeah, in T20 cricket, as I always note, if someone like Kusal Mandis or Patum Nisanka, or if Patirana puts up a good performance, yeah, they can put up a good fight. Yeah, hopefully the match will start soon. From India's perspective, yeah, hopefully all the players will be given a chance. Maybe their bowling was slightly below par in the last match. I'm talking about the first part. India's bowling in the first 13 overs, Sri Lanka had gone up to 140 for 1 or 2. But it
Yeah.
was good to note that Surya Kumar Yadav used Rian Parak's part-time spin bowling. That's good to note that here is a captain who goes as per his gut feel, his instincts, and that really worked for India. Hopefully, Surya Kumar Yadav from India's perspective will continue to show that kind of gut feel in the matches to come.
Yes. Shomik, what did you make of Surya Kumar Yadav's captaincy? Do you think he has his head on his shoulders, a good captain in the making here?
Like Akshar Patel came to the press conference yesterday, and he said Surya is the bowler's captain. See, Surya has leadership credentials. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been given the job. And the way he kept calm under pressure. At one after 14 overs, Sri Lanka were 140 for one, and that dropped catch happened. Ravi Vishnay dropped Prathum Nisanka, and it would have I mean, it was enough to rattle a new captain, but he kept calm and he trusted his bowlers. He brought an Akshar because he sort of the team sort of knows Akshar is the man with the golden arm, and that double wicket over change was proved to be a turning point. So first show, and even when Surya led the team as in a stopgap basis against Australia last year,
Mhm,
he
mhm.
was pretty much on the money. So it is a good beginning for Surya, and obviously he will learn on the job.
He will. He will. Snehashish Riyan Parag, another outing, another disappointment with the bat. With the ball, he's delivered, but that's not his job. Actually, his job is to get runs. He managed getting wickets, which it's a good thing for him. Obviously, he's a bowling all rounder, but his main job is to get runs. He's not managed finding too many runs wearing that Indian jersey at the moment. Something to worry about.
Yes, but I will say that he is not batting at his preferred position also, because he is batting for India at at number 6 or 7 according to a situation. Because you have batters who have performed better and playing for a long time for India at the top of the top of the team. top of the playing 11. So I think he is not getting that preferred position because he is a batter who will like to play at the number three, number four, or number five role maximum, not the number six or seven role, as we have seen in the IPL also. Because for
Yeah.
Rajasthan was also the season he had last season in IPL that he batted at number four most of the time. So I think that is a issue that he is facing. I think right now, but the ball, I think it was a surprise to see that he picked up three wickets yesterday. But
Yes.
I don't think that the situation was like that. India managed to give him a over because if the situation was not like that, if Sri Lanka needed like 30 from 20 balls, 23 overs like that, then India would have not gone to Riyan Parag with for that over. So I think it was just according to the situation, they just tried him and eventually he took three wickets. But
Yeah.
okay, at the long term, it is a good sign that if he can bowl and give us wicket at at crucial times, that a bonus for any team and especially for India because
Absolutely.
I think after the 2011 batch, I think we are lacking such players who can bat and bowl a bit like Suresh Raina did, like Sachin Tendulkar said did. So I think that's a part that I think India will look to explore more of Riyan Parag. But the initial, as you said, the initial job for him to bat. But I think as long as he gets his preferred position, he will perform. But as of now, if he gets that number six and number seven role, it will be difficult for him to perform. Let's see how
Absolutely, fair point. I think Riyan Parag is most suited to bat at number four, so it's going to get difficult when he's pushed down the order. We'll come back to this India Sri Lanka game. We'll just quickly talk about the women's final as well. Bharat, I know, was seeing that match, so we'll ask him this question. Poor performance by the Indian women's team, pathetic captaincy, bowling, and fielding. Bharat, what do you have to say? I think you've been following that game.
Definitely agree. India's fielding was extremely poor. They misfielded. Harmanpreet Kaur dropped an absolute sitter. See, I'm not someone who's very critical of players, but you can't drop such catches. That was so easy. Come on, you
Hmm.
simply can't drop such a catch. But that is what we saw with the Indian team. Harmanpreet Kaur was going after the players. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, you are getting angry, or the rest of them, you are throwing a few abuses. Maybe she's getting angry, but she's not leading from the front either with a bat in hand. So it was not a good performance at all from the Indian team, especially in the field. Their performance was very poor. 166 was not exactly a bad total, but India's
Yeah.
fielding, India's bowling also cracked under pressure. But a lot of credit to those Sri Lankan girls. Chamari Atapattu is basically, I think she's like a one-woman army. There was a stat that came up on the screen that showed that Chamari Atapattu has scored 304 runs. Rest of the Sri Lankan players have scored some 309 or 310 runs. That in this Asia Cup. That tells something about Chamari Atapattu and her class. And congrats to Madhavi as well. Yeah, she's changed her name to Samara Vikrama, Arshita Samara Vikrama. She's someone who has had who shown a lot of promise in the past, but came across as someone who was a bit nervy under pressure. But today, under pressure, what a knock she played alongside
Yeah.
Kavish. Obviously, with the Sri Lankan team, I also like that left armer Prabodhini. She doesn't have pace, but she someone very clever left arm seamer, left arm swing bowler. I think they are kind of dark horse for the World Cup as far as the Indian team is concerned. They were the better team,
Yes.
but their fielding was poor, abject poor. That are the only two words that you can use for that kind of fielding, and bowling also was kind of below par.
Yes. Yes. You're
And I
right, Bharat. Valid
didn't
point.
expect like, Harmanpreet Kaur going after her players, and she's not exactly leading from the front either. So
Hmm.
pressure on
Valid
the
points. Absolutely. Thank you for that. I think very valid points. Then you have to take your catches to win those matches, especially the finals. So disappointing loss for the Indian
captain.
women's team. Yeah,
It's not catches, yeah. They misfielded as well. See, what happens is when you misfield during
yeah,
crucial moments and all, the bowlers will kind of lose their spirits. You have to lift the sagging spirits of the bowlers. The only way you can do it is through tight fielding, but India's fielding continues to be so.
Hmm. Yes, valid point. Thank you so much, Bharat, for that. Coming back to the game today, Rinku should be sent earlier. Shaumak, we've spoken about this, but let's get your thoughts.
Uh, Sean, Rinku is in the team as a designated finisher. You get to play basically unless there is collapse. You get to play 6 to 10 balls, and he will have to optimize that. I mean, in the sense of runs, as far as run scoring is concerned. Yesterday was nothing basically last over up with just a few balls he had, but that is his role. He is the team's designated finisher. I don't think they will change his batting order because roles are clearly defined for every player in this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, and Sneha, obviously there's still a delay. I'm having a look. The toss has not happened yet. I think there's still a rain delay. Shomik, before I go back to Sneha, actually, what are you looking at the moment? Do you think this rain will settle anytime soon?
Can you please come again, Nishan, with the question?
How are the conditions at the moment? Is it still rainy at the moment? Is it still drizzling? Is it still raining?
No, it's still it's basically a stop start thing. It's coming, it's going, it's coming and going. Right now there is nothing, but then again, uh, it takes time when even after rain stops. And the good thing is that here they cover the entire outfield also, not only the center square. So it takes time to get things ready. So from that point of view, it would be a delayed start, and if rain comes back, obviously, the delay would be even more.
Yeah. Yes, yes. Sneha, I was asking you, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill again, they gave a good start yesterday. Everyone was talking about that start. So when India comes out to bat again today, I think that start will be very important. And in the T20 format, I've seen it in the IPL, I've seen it in a lot of games, that 6 overs is becoming that defining 6 overs. So talk about the 6 overs and of course Jaiswal and Gill.
Yeah, absolutely. As you just said, six overs, especially, and both with the bat and with the ball are very crucial because in those overs with the bat, the more you score, the more you give a foundation to the others batters who are coming next after that, after the opening pair, so they can flourish and according to the situation they can play their shots just coming out of the the block. But and with the ball also, the more you take the wickets in the first 6 overs,
Hmm.
you broke the game then and there. So I think overall the first 6 over on both occasions, whether it is batting
Just
or bowling.
I'm interrupting Snehashish to give you an update. Indian team has just started their warm up, pre-game warm up. Please continue,
Okay.
Snehashish.
Yeah. So that is important. And what I am telling that the pair, the Jaiswal and Gill pair, I think this is a very this is a good. They have been playing a good together. They have been playing good cricket together, especially with the batting and the approach. The second fiddle role have been playing by Shubman Gill, and the aggressive role have been taken by the Yashasvi Jaiswal. I think that is more important. In the World Cup also, we saw that when the pair was Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli was taking the aggressive role while Rohit Sharma was
Yeah.
looking down at the first. But when Virat got hits, then Rohit Sharma will take that and the next batter will play the second fiddle role. I think that is the main motto of the team, and I think following since the World Cup. And now these teams are also following the same. So I think going forward also we'll see their same approach. And I think this is the best approach going forward in this especially. So let's see how it goes, especially in this match and in the series, and hopefully they
Yep, let's see. Hopefully, they can give a good, solid start to the Indian team once again. Bharat, the Sri Lankan team put up a good fight last evening. Any standout performances from this side? And you were right. This side does have quality, and in a T20 game, anything's possible. This side could have well and truly beaten India if they managed sticking to the nerves. So, what are you expecting out of the Sri Lankan side today?
Yes, there are some decent players. So we have already talked about, say, Patirana. Patirana is someone with a very slingy action. He can be obviously very useful. Obviously, he does go for runs, but when he gets it right, he's someone who can be really a handful against opposition. Kusal Mandis obviously is a good shot maker. Even someone like Patum Nisanka, he may not be as aggressive as Kusal Mandis, but he's a player who he is a player who plays with good technique, has good temperament, and then you also think about someone like Charit Asalanka.
Mhm.
Didn't come good, but he's a fine shot maker. This left-hander, he really can play some sumptuous, good-looking shots. So they have good batters. Yeah, they have some injuries in their bowling lineup, but their batting lineup, I think, is pretty promising. At least the top four or
Yeah.
five, top. If they can
Yeah.
come good, then they can put some pressure on the Indian team.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Shomik. Obviously, the game's not started yet. There's still time for the toss, but we'll take predictions, and we'll also take your predictions on which team do you think, if which team should win the toss, and if they win the toss, what should they do?
I don't think toss is going to matter much, given that my prediction for the game is India to win because this Sri Lankan team doesn't have the required batting depth to down India.
Hmm.
Unless India are having a seriously bad day, it's very unlikely that this Sri Lankan team, and you saw what happened yesterday, only 140 for one after 14 overs and then 170 all out. They don't have the required batting depth. Their bowling is still sort of okay, but they don't have the right batting
Hmm.
depth. So it
Yeah.
would be very difficult for them. They can push India a bit, they can put India under pressure for a while, but they don't have the batting wherewithal to go the distance.
All right. Thank you, Shomik. Sneashish.
Absolutely. I also want India to win, but I just want that Sri Lanka men doesn't get influenced by the Sri Lanka women, what they did just right now. So
Yeah.
that is the one thing that I want them not to fall.
We never know. We never know. Bharat, what about you?
Yes, you may say that they don't have batting depth, but the top four or top five is good. If the top four or top five come good, someone like Asalanka batting at five, if he comes good, Kusal, obviously Kusal Pereira, we know, and Kusal Mendes and Nisanka, these four batters come good, then they might at least put up a fight. Uh, but obviously, I expect India to win. And when it comes to women's team and the men's team, let's remember the women's team, I think is going through good phase, but the men's team I don't think is going through a good phase. So I don't expect the men's team to really come here and win. But yeah, cricket obviously, as we know, is a game of glorious uncertainties. Who knows what will happen? But India to win this match.
Awesome. Thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Shomik. Thank you, Sneshish. Thank you to the 77 people who joined as well. India versus Sri Lanka, second T20 guys. It's a bit of a delay, but the match will get started extremely soon. So make sure you stay tuned to the game, Rev Sports, and also stay tuned to the post match show as well. This is Shan Shani signing off, and we'll see you all again very soon. Thank you.